Aloha. Mahalo for tuning in to Aloha Talk, the podcast. I'm your host, Aloha Carvalho. And today, we're in for a treat. Joining me is the amazing owner of Whiskful Cakes, the Food Network champions. And we're going to welcome her. But before we do that, I got to share my sponsors. Schaefer's Roofing and Construction, All for God, Local Joe West, Signal Security Hawaii, Laverne's, Miss Dano, Aloha Gold Buyers Maui, Dessert Kind Things, Auntie Kendra's Limoy Goodies. All right, now let's introduce our guests. Can you please introduce yourself and share where you're from?
Sure. I'm Korey Wells. I'm from here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm the owner of Whiskful Cakes.
Yeah, guys. So we're out in Vegas right now. You know, we out the studio, we out of Hawaii. First podcast out of the States. So let's go. All right. Thank you for sharing that. And I know this might be personal, but I appreciate you coming on and sharing. Can you tell us about your recovery journey? You know, I know you're in recovery just like me. And,
yes, I am.
Yeah, if you can share that, like how it all started.
God, I started drinking at a really young age. I was like 13 years old and I had my first drink. I liked what it did to me. I liked the confidence it gave me.
Oh, I feel you. Liquor courage, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was a really shy kid. You know, just kind of didn't have that esteem that I needed, and it gave me that. And it just kind of spiraled into my adult life. I've been sober, it'll be 16 years in May.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
16 years. It's a lot of years.
Yeah, it's a lot of years. It just, you know, when you started to feel like, they say life becomes unmanageable or whatever, it was definitely that. Everything was like spiraling. I was about to lose everything. And that's when like you kind of, you know, hit my bottom. I went through rehab a few times, but this was the one that stuck, was when I finally lost everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So 13 years old, you first started drinking.
Yeah.
That's when I first started doing drugs. I started drinking at 5.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, I got it from a family member, of course, right? Because back home, Hawaii is so laid back. So my first drink, of course, is like, right there, yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, wow.
It's like Russian roulette. You never know who it's going to like.
Yeah, cause like you say, you know, for me too, I was shy. I had hard time like socializing with a lot of people. When I was around plenty of people, I would start getting anxieties. But as a young kid, I didn't know those feelings was called anxiety until my drug overdose, and then the doctors told me that these feelings are feelings, and I was having panic attacks. So, but then when you drink, right, like you're like, oh yeah, you can socialize with everybody and all that.
Yeah.
So that was like kept me going. So like before I would leave the house to go to school, like 9th grade, I remember 9th grade, before I leave the house to go, I was taking shots. I'll put like vodka in my water bottle because it looked like water. So the teachers wouldn't know unless they smelled me, right?
Yeah, I did that for work. I can relate with that.
You know,
yes.
and
Yes.
that's how I made it through, you know. But then of course, right, the older I get, the more you need, and then I started to abuse it, and of course, right, you know, you know that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then another thing you find too is that the people that you're associating with that are drinking like that hard with you, they start to grow up and change, and you're still stuck in it, and it's like, oh God, you know, like why am I not evolving like they are? I'm still stuck in the drink. So.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You know, that's so true. You know, like out of my group of friends, I was the one that got clean and sober. So my friends are still out there. I guess some friends now they went bad in the streets, so now they're on the streets. I guess some that still drinking and all that, but they reach out for help, but they're just having a hard time. You know what I mean? So I always say like, man, I wish I had one of my boys with me on this recovery journey. It would be fun. You know what I mean? They can do all these things together.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, just keep being the example.
Yeah,
you know?
that's all. That's true. Cause like me, I like how you said you was going in and out of rehab. I would go to like treatment classes, and I was going in and out, and I kept relapsing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was I've been over 7 years, but I found God, and that was how I keep fighting the good fight every day. So what was your breaking point? Like, what made you finally be like, you know, this is it, and boom, now you're 16 years.
Yeah.
So.
I ruined my first wedding anniversary.
Oh.
I was just ossified drunk, and you know, I'd always wanted to get married and have a family. That was like my end game, and I was ruining the one thing that I thought I had always wanted, you know. And he was ready to walk out. My parents were done with me, and I just realized, like, Korey, it's time. You know, you're 32 years old, and it's like, you know, what are you doing with your life? And I felt ready. The first few times, I was doing it for everybody else. Mm-hmm. You know, get my parents off my back, get the cops off my back. You know, have to do it for, you know, the DUI I just got. It was never truly for myself. I never felt broken enough to say I need to fix me. And I think that was the difference.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I love that. And really hear that. That's so true. Because right, a lot of people like my parents too was always telling me, bro, when you gonna change? When you gonna do better for your life?
Just stop.
Yeah, just stop already. When you're not tired of this already. Well, you're just gonna be on loser your whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
yeah.
maybe, I don't know, if it were only that easy, maybe I am, I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I know what that is. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. I know how personal that is, and it's hard for sure, but thank you so much. And congratulations on your recovery.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's talk about what you do. So you're the owner of Whiskful Thinking Cakes, and you've been featured on the Food Network. And you was a champions.
Yes.
So how right, that's amazing. So how did that all happen? I want to know, like, how did you get to be on the Food Network channel? And
God,
man, that's amazing.
Right? And that's another thing that would have never happened to me if I was not sober. So, I mean, I definitely don't, that's not lost on me.
Oh, thank you for highlighting that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's like
The blessings keep coming, and the confidence, obviously. But I was an art major in college, and, I studied children's book illustration. Drinking really ruined that for me. Kind of lost my path and got sober, obviously, had my kids. And I started, buying birthday cakes for them, and like my mother-in-law would make them cakes, and I was like, why aren't I doing that? That looks really like creative and kind of up my alley. So I think it was my daughter's 4th birthday. I said, I'm going to make her a cake, and I fell in love with it. I don't even know what it was. It was like something just came full circle for me, and I could do it from home while they were little. I didn't have to leave the house. So I created this little cake business on like a 4-foot square piece of island that I had in my kitchen. And I started advertising in like Facebook mom groups, and I'm like, I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then it just started snowballing, and I started getting more and more clients and like bigger name clients, and I started getting this exposure that I never thought I would have. And I made an Instagram page, and I was like, wow, this is like the real deal, It was the first thing I had ever done in my life that I didn't get tired of. I tend to get bored of things very quickly, and I just kind of dip, and I didn't invest in myself. But there was something about this that like was really rewarding, and I stuck with it. And the Food Network found me on Instagram and asked me to compete. And at first I thought it was not true. I'm like, are you kidding? You have the right person? Really?
Oh, of course. I'll probably feel like I get chicken skin right now. You know what I mean? Like goosebumps. That's wow.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where it was just like, okay, Korey, someone's asking you to show up, and it's time to show up. This is like your test.
There you go, show up, yeah.
So I showed up, and the first time, we didn't win, and I still threw a party. I still threw a watch party.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm still proud of it,
Of
and I still did something that like not everybody gets to do. And I didn't tell the guests that came to the party, that we didn't win. I think they were all expecting us to win, and when we didn't, they were kind of like, well, wait, what? I'm like, no, there's still beauty in this. Like, there's beauty in failure. And I'm like, and what's even cooler is they asked us to come back. So we came back, and we won that one. So.
Oh, bro, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful blessing. Yeah. I have goosebumps. My hair's all standing on right now. And I know that feeling, but like just like, it's so surprising, and you just gotta show up. It must have been nerve-wracking too.
Yeah, for sure. It's long days, long planning, but it's like my kids are watching. That's what I tell myself every time. I'm like, my kids are watching.
Yes, cool. So, they must have been excited.
They were super excited. Yeah. They could care less about the bakery, but they were super excited about that.
Oh, I love it. Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. So you found your passion in baking, right? That's your passion. So what drives your force behind your passion for baking? Like still to this day, what keeps you going every day?
Something I did not anticipate when I opened the bakery was how much I would love being able to employ other people. So to give other people the opportunity, kind of like in sobriety when you share your journey and you hope to inspire someone to get sober, right? Yeah. There were people that were reaching out wanting to do what I did. And I didn't even really know what I did. I'm like, I just made a cake at home, and it turned into this. So
beautiful.
I started realizing, well, there's value here, and I could share it. And I've been able to share it with girls that wanted to learn the skill and, to give them employment and a paycheck. And like, that was really cool.
I love that.
That was probably my favorite, still is my favorite part.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's all, helping others. I always believe in that, and I always say that is that's the secret to success, is helping out one another.
Yeah. Share your gift. Right?
Yes. There you go. You share it. Yep. Oh, awesome. I love that. All right. So we get into the ending of the podcast. What's one message you like to share with our listeners and our viewers?
Um, Stay true to yourself. I definitely, my story may look like this beautiful thing that was easy. There were a lot of people that thought I was crazy, didn't believe in it. It ultimately ended my marriage because, he didn't think it was the right thing for me to be doing. It took time away from the house, but there was just something inside of me that was like, no, this has to get done. I need to realize it and listen to that, because I think it's the most purest form of what you'll ever realize.
So true.
And so I try to be as honest with myself as I can, accept my failures, but I celebrate my successes, and it's just kept me going. So
Thank you so much for sharing that. It's so true, because I can relate to what you just said.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Right on. And can you share with our viewers your social media, how they can contact you and reach out?
Yeah, so if you're ever in Vegas, we do have a beautiful bakery case open on Saturdays. We'd love to make a custom cake, wedding, birthdays. Wistfulthinkingcakes.com if you want to reach us online. Instagram, Wistful Thinking Cakes LV. We are on TikTok a little. I'm kind of old. I'm getting used to it. You can come visit the bakery. We're off Tropicana in Fort Apache. I'd love to see you guys.
Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. And guys, her cakes, her goodies, everything is so on, bro. It's so good. I tried it. They made my recovery cake last year, and it was beautiful. The cake was beautiful. Guarantee you guys seen it already. But yeah, that was right there from her.
From me.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was an honor.
Yes. All right, guys. Make sure you guys tune in and subscribe to Pure Law Talk. It's a podcast. You guys can follow me on social media. Kiko Pure Law. All right. Aloha.